Good morning, my dear friends. Today, I want to speak with you about one of the most profound aspects of the Buddhist teachings, attachment, and how letting go of attachments can bring us the happiness we are all searching for. In our fast-paced world, we often believe that happiness is tied to what we possess, whether it's the latest gadgets, a dream job, or the approval and admiration of others. We cling to our relationships, our material goods, and even our sense of identity, hoping that they will offer us lasting joy. In fact, so much of our daily lives are spent searching for these fleeting sources of happiness. We work hard, buy new things, build relationships, and find ourselves always looking for something else that will bring us peace and contentment. But the Buddha offers us a simple, yet profound truth. Attachment is the root of suffering. This truth resonates with so many people because, in our search for happiness, we are often unaware that the very thing we are attached to is the cause of our pain and dissatisfaction. The Buddhist teachings are not just about spiritual theory. They are practical tools to help us navigate life's challenges and, ultimately, find a deep and lasting peace. Over 2,500 years ago, the Buddha observed that life is inherently impermanent. Everything we cling to, our possessions, our relationships, our experiences, and even our bodies, will eventually change or fade away. This is the very nature of life. However, instead of embracing this truth, we resist it. We refuse to accept the reality of impermanence, and in doing so, we create suffering for ourselves. Imagine holding onto a rope tightly. At first, it doesn't seem so bad, but the longer you grip it, the more your hands begin to hurt. The tighter you hold on, the more painful it becomes. Attachment is much like that rope. The more we cling to something, the more it hurts when we lose it or when it changes. Yet, when we let go of the rope, the pain begins to ease, and we experience relief. Buddhism teaches us that the path to peace is not through forcefully trying to hold on to things, but by releasing our grip on them with wisdom and understanding. But how do we let go of these attachments? Mindfulness is the starting point. Mindfulness, as the Buddha taught, is the practice of observing our thoughts, emotions, and desires without judgment. It's about becoming fully aware of the present moment and noticing what's happening inside and around us. Through mindfulness, we begin to realize that our attachments are often born out of fear. Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. These fears are deeply ingrained in us, and we think that holding on to certain people or things will help us feel secure, loved, and validated. But these fears are illusions, and when we face them directly, we see them for what they truly are: mental fabrications. We often fear losing something that we have become attached to, and this fear makes us hold on even tighter. Take relationships, for example. Many of us cling to the people we love because we believe they complete us. We seek their love and approval as a way to validate our own worth. But the Buddha reminded us that we are worthy of love just as we are. He said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." True happiness does not come from demanding love or seeking validation from others. It comes from recognizing and embracing the love that is already within us. When we learn to love ourselves fully, without needing anyone else to complete us, we are free to love others unconditionally, without expectation. Now, some might confuse the practice of non-attachment with indifference or apathy. But non-attachment does not mean that we stop caring about the things or people in our lives. It means that we appreciate everything fully, but we don't hold on to it in such a way that it defines us or causes us suffering. Non-attachment is about experiencing life with an open heart, enjoying each moment without clinging to it. When you eat your favorite meal, for example, savor every bite. Relish the taste, the aroma, the textures. But when the meal is finished, don't mourn its passing. Don't get upset because it's no longer there. Enjoy the moment fully, without the expectation of holding on to it. When you spend time with loved ones, treasure every moment with them. But know that life is always changing, and people will come and go. Don't resist when they follow their own path, as we all must. Cherish the time you have together, but don't become possessive or anxious about their presence. Instead of meditation on impermanence, let us reflect on the cycle of life, the natural rhythm that governs all things. Everything in life is part of a continuous cycle: birth, growth, decay, and death. We are all born, we grow, we age, and eventually we pass away. This natural flow of life is neither good nor bad. It is simply how things are. Every part of the cycle has its purpose and beauty. When we reflect on the cycle, we begin to understand that nothing lasts forever, and yet, that very impermanence is what makes life so precious. It reminds us to cherish the present moment, for it is fleeting. We may not always have the same people or possessions in our lives, but the experiences we share with them, the lessons we learn, and the love we give are what truly matter. As we acknowledge the cycle of life, we come to realize that our attachments are often a denial of this natural process. By accepting the cycle of life, we can approach everything with greater peace and understanding. We begin to see that the end of one chapter is simply the beginning of another. In letting go, we make room for new experiences, new relationships, and new opportunities for growth. Letting go of attachments does not mean that we give up on our goals, our relationships, or our desires. It does not mean we should stop striving for success or personal growth. Rather, letting go means that we approach life with clarity, balance, and equanimity. We can still pursue our dreams and ambitions, but we do so without becoming overly attached to the outcomes. We work hard, but we don't allow our happiness to depend solely on our achievements. We can love others deeply, but we don't need them to define our worth or provide us with constant validation. When we practice non-attachment, we find that our love becomes pure, our ambitions become more meaningful,